I'm Sandy Holterhaus. I'm the dietitian at the rec center. I also teach yoga and I'm a health coach. And I teach an intuitive eating class and use the 10 principles of intuitive eating in that class. But we expanded that class when we first started teaching it to include a couple additional principles. And the one that I felt was like super important to add was centering. So that's what we're going to focus on today. And then we're going to tap also. So that's an emotional release therapy. We'll do that at the end. Uh, I don't want you to feel any anxiety about it because it's super easy to do, super easy to learn. And when I was younger, I had a lot of anxiety, especially in my early 20s. And so I'm always looking for tools that can help me. And I find that tapping is one of those things that when I feel overstressed that I can do. And it's a little bit like, I guess you would call it like acupressure that you do on yourself. It's an ancient Chinese kind of therapy. It's been around for thousands of years and shown to be super effective. And I just kind of like to show the books I use and why I got interested in it. Being a dietitian was the first book was tapping by the tapping solution for weight loss and body confidence. I was looking for something that I could expand and kind of go out of my scope of practice a little bit, but yet that would still be something that I could do without, being I'm not a licensed therapist or anything like that. So what kind of tools are out there? And when I found this one on tapping for weight loss, saw that the studies were really good about helping people lose weight. The one study, the major study was on obese women and just having them tap every day and remove some of that emotional stress centered around eating. And over the course of 8 weeks, the average participant lost 18 pounds or 16 pounds. And that was without changing, purposefully changing diet. That was just in trying to focus on reducing stress. So that's why I'm so interested in tapping. Again, you might think it's a little woo woo, a little out there. But I would say just give it a try as a tool and see what you think. And there's a lot of great resources out if you went to the tappingsolution.com. I actually have a couple more of their books, one on pain management, which is very interesting, and then their basic book. So all from the tappingsolution.com. They also have an app, a free app, if you want to do that and do some tapping on your own. But let's start with just thinking about centering. And there's three parts to centering. And I always teach this in my yoga class. We start out with a little centering exercise and we end with one as well. So centering is about first of all, awareness. So the first part is awareness. I like to liken or think of this as when you actually wake up in the morning. So you've been sleeping, you're laying in bed, and then you start to wake up and you just start to have this kind of fuzzy awareness about you, like where you're at, if you're comfortable, those kind of things. So you start to notice those things. So that's the first step in centering, is just being aware. And then the second step would be attention with an A. So attention is more, if you think about it, it's a little bit harder work because you're now having to focus in on something or give attention to something. So maybe then once you wake up, you're starting to realize, oh, I need to check the clock. I need to know what time it is. I need to start thinking about my day. So that's that attention part. And then also the third part then would be intention with an I. So intention is what you set in the present moment, your intention, but it's a future goal. So what are your intentions for the day? And it could be this whole laundry list of things that you have to do. But what I've found is when I'm setting my intention, and I mostly set the same intention all the time, is that I want it to be more general. I want it to be more like, I want to be more patient today, whoever I'm talking with or seeing as a client. And I also want to be more gracious and just have more gratitude. So again, it can be that laundry list of things you have to do that you need to pay and do with intention, but it's more about the way you're going to approach it or the way you're going to do it. So Let's just start and we'll just practice a simple centering exercise, the one I do when I start to teach yoga. So you can just sit there and, if you're eating, you don't have to participate. So just, again, this is a chill out lunch, no stress. So I want you just to close your eyes for a moment and then just begin to focus in. And we want to first have that awareness. So your awareness of the environment you're in, and that's really that sensory experience. So are you comfortable? Is the temperature right? What's the noise level? Are you hungry? All those kind of things that are just real sensory type experiences. And then maybe if your hands are resting against your legs, what's that weight feel like? So that would be the first part here. And then we move on to attention. So with attention, you'd want to start to maybe focus in on your breath. And that's what we do in yoga. So just drawing your attention, and again, attention's a little bit of work. You're just noticing where your breath is coming from. Is it coming, shallow from that chest or more deeply from that belly? And we do want to try for some parts of our day to make that breath come a little bit more deeply, because it's really important to be blowing out all of that waste material, the carbon dioxide. It's really good for our intercostal muscles to be breathing down into our belly. So just for exercise here with breathing, I just want you to go ahead and take a deep inhale and first fill the belly and then the ribs. The ribs will expand forward and also to the sides, and then the chest with air. So you're just allowing your collarbones to open, you're sitting upright, your joints are stacked so you can breathe in freely. This also improves digestion. And then go ahead and exhale and just allow that chest and then the ribs and then the belly to go ahead and glide in and down. And then once again, we'll inhale, first filling the belly, then the ribs expand to the outside too, to the back, and then the chest with air, allowing them to just expand and fill with air. And then exhaling the chest, the ribs, and the belly, gliding in and down. And so I hope just from doing that little simple exercise that helps to maybe, calm you down if you've had kind of a stressful morning or you're going to go into a stressful afternoon. Because I think we forget about the power of our breath, how important it is to use it to calm us when we're feeling anxious or stressed, or if we just want to kind of find that balance again during the day. So you can use that type of exercise. And then when when I'm doing yoga, then I go into the intention part of that as well. So as you're continuing to breathe, what are your intentions for the day? And just, thinking of, again, how you want to approach your day, and realizing that you may not accomplish that whole list, but whatever you do, you can focus maybe on, feeling gratitude, being grateful, um, and, just approaching the day with acceptance and loving to yourself and others. So that's kind of a short exercise just on centering. So why I feel like centering is so important for decision making. So, I mean, just think if you're sitting in front of the TV with a bag of chips, you might not even be aware that you're eating, so that awareness is super important. So thinking about, just the awareness that you need to make a decision. Am I going to sit here and eat this whole bag of chips and then feel rotten afterwards? Or am I going to be aware of what I'm doing and maybe take that one serving knowing that I can eat something later? So that's part of intuitive eating as well. And then we do need to really focus in using our attention, and that really helps us making the best decision for us at the time. So that's really important as well. And again, attention is a bit more work, and all decisions obviously aren't as easy as what you're going to eat or that type of thing. So using those principles there. And then intention, looking and focusing on, what really aligns with your goals and your principles and the intentions that you set for that day as far as, making those decisions. And maybe that's a lot like family focused or you focused if you're working on a goal, but how does that play out? And then just from my experience with doing this type of exercise, I just want to bring up some unhelpful intentions, things that don't really help you. So if your intention is that you want to look good for your boss, or what I might call, showing off, that might not be a really helpful intention for you. What if it's just about winning, the competition or the winning? That might not be a real helpful intention as well. What if you're just focused solely on the money? Because if you're focused on these things, you may not be focused on the thing that's going to make the best decision for you. So just saying, maybe taking a job that pays more money, but it's going to reduce the time that you have with your family. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but just saying that that's something you'd want to weigh into that decision. Again, competition, and how about that thing that we want to be right? And that's our end goal, is that we're right, you're wrong. So just thinking about those kind of things, those are very unhelpful intentions. So thinking about really what's important to you, and expressing your intentions in that way. And again, I use pretty much the same intentions all the time. I might alter them slightly depending on what I have going on that day, but they don't have to be like all changing all the time. So they can be pretty easy and something that you've set for yourself. So I just want to talk a little bit about those decisions around eating. So eating is one of those most important times when, we're trying to think about how we're going to nourish our body. And with intuitive eating, you're really trying to focus on, whether you're actually hungry or not before you start eating. So that's something that we do in my intuitive eating class as well. Or if you meet with me and you want to focus in on intuitive eating, that would be just, again, centering and making those decisions. And I actually use a hunger scale for that type of decision. How hungry am I? So if you just close your eyes there again for a moment and just think, how hungry am I right now? Am I kind of in the middle, where I'm not really hungry, I'm not really full, or am I starting to feel a little bit hungry? Or maybe I'm stuffed and I don't feel good. So when we're being aware, we're making sure that we're focusing in on those things. And we don't want to overstuff ourselves, right? And we don't want to get too hungry, because both of those outcomes are not good for us, our body, our health. So that's a really important thing with that decision making, that awareness around eating. And again, I just simply try to sit there, take a couple of deep breaths, and then decide, how hungry am I? So that can be about that awareness. And then paying attention, certainly with eating, how are you planning for your meals or around your meals? Are you pre-packaging things that you can take? Are you trying to eat mostly whole foods? I know most of my clients will tell me when they're planning ahead, they do a lot better with those, paying attention to what they're eating and those decisions about what they're going to eat. And then again, what are your intended goals of eating? So your intention around eating, is it weight loss? Is there a health reason like high blood pressure or cholesterol or something that you need to focus in on to help you be healthier? A lot of times might just be focusing on satisfaction or pleasure. And I want to make that point really clear that sometimes eating is about pleasure, and I think we need to give ourselves that right and that ability to just say, hey, I've been eating good this week and I just want to have, this cup of hot chocolate, or I just want to have this, and just go ahead and enjoy it and appreciate it, whatever it is, and, not feeling guilty about it. trusting your body, again, to help you with those decisions, and then eating the right amount. So those can all be how you use centering, the ideas of centering with around your eating. So lastly, I was just going to do a tapping exercise. And again, this is super easy. I'm going to scoot back here a little bit. I'm kind of hooked to my computer with my headphones here, but hopefully you'll be able to see me pretty good. And this one is on the art of centering. So awareness, attention, and intention. I do write my own tappings. If you were to go down and tap or to tap in the morning or this evening on your own, you can just start tapping. You don't have to have something scripted out for you. You could just let it kind of flow out of you. But when I'm working with clients, I have a lot of written tappings that I use. So we go through just a few different parts on our body as we're tapping, and we're going to start with our karate chop point. And you can use either hand. When we go through the tapping, you can use both hands, or you can do one side, switch part of the way as we're going through.
I lead, but I think I need.
Tapping will all be, above the waistline. The lowest point we get to is under our arm. So there's a few different points we'll go over, but I will cue each of those and show them as we go. So I just want you to start by tapping on the karate chop point. So even though I feel off balance and want to feel more centered, I choose to accept how I feel. Even though I feel out of sorts and want to feel more centered, I choose to accept how I feel. Even though I feel uninspired and want to feel more centered, I choose to accept how I feel. So from here, we're going to move to the eyebrow. So right inside the inner eye there, maybe right above your glasses if you have glasses on. And you'll tap there 5 to 7 times or more. You can stay on a part longer if you wish. Eyebrow. I'm awake and bringing awareness to my surroundings. To the side of the eye. I am grateful for this new day. Under the eye. As I take a deep breath, I bring awareness to my room and my setting. Under the nose. I notice the temperature, the sound, my sensory experience. To the chin. As I continue to breathe, I become aware of my internal environment. To the collarbone. And I like to use my whole hand on my collarbone. I just like that resonation, how it feels going through my body. My thoughts, my breathing, any movement, imbalance, or discomfort in my body. Under the arm. I allow other thoughts and distractions to slip out of my head. To the top of the head. Focusing on my soothing breath and being fully present and aware. We're going to go back to that eyebrow point. As I continue to breathe, I bring attention to the tasks before me today. To the side of the eye. I create a mental list of what I need to do. Under the eye. With attention, I make a strategy to accomplish each task. Under the nose, I break each task into a series of smaller steps. To the chin, giving my full attention to each step. To the collarbone, I will be attentive and responsive to change and reprioritize my tasks as needed. Under the arm, I am able to ask for help if I need it. To the top of the head, I am present, flexible, and open to new ideas. So if you're ready, I'd just like to have you close your eyes as we go through 2 more rounds here. And just, I will cue you as where to move. And if you get off, that's no big deal. But I just want you to kind of experience the fullness of that tapping and resonation without using other senses. So to that eyebrow, in my mind, I bring intention to the tasks before me today. To the side of the eye, I envision how I want my day to go. Under the eye, I continue focusing on my slow breathing. Under the nose, I allow myself to feel confident that I can handle whatever my day may bring. To the chin, with intention, I set a goal to be gracious, patient, and fair. To the collarbone, I ask to both learn and to teach. Under the arm, I let go of any need to control others or the outcome of my day. To the top of the head, my intention is simply to give my best in each moment. Moving back to the eyebrow, in my mind, I bring intention to the tasks before me today. To the side of the eye, I envision how I want my day to go. Under the eye, I continue focusing on my slow breathing. Under the nose, I allow myself to feel confident that I can handle whatever my day may bring. To the chin, with intention, I set a goal to be gracious, patient, and fair. To the collarbone, I ask to both learn and to teach. Under the arm, I let go of any need to control others or the outcome of my day. To the top of the head, my intention is to simply give my best in each moment. And you can go ahead and bring your hands into Heart Center if you wish. And just sit there a moment and just kind of feel how that resonation continues to flow through your body. And you might not feel a lot of just change in your body after just tapping once, but if you continue to practice with this, I can feel the resonation for quite a while after I quit tapping now, which is a really kind of neat experience. I think it means, to me, it means the energy is just flowing through my body. So when you are tapping, you're tapping on what they call meridian points of the body. They are like energy lines or that move through your body. The ones through the chin are central meridians, and the outer ones, again, you can tap on either side, but those are going to be more the outside meridians compared to the inner or central meridians. Again, it's been around for a long time, and really, I guess I'd like some feedback. Does anyone feel better since they tapped?
I don't notice a difference.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah, fair enough. And it kind of depends on what state you start in too. And again, practicing. And I like to think of it a little bit like meditation. Meditation is super hard, and you're not always going to get feel like you're getting to that place where you're like, oh, I'm doing this right, and your mind is free. For me, tapping, I like it because I'm physically doing something as I'm moving through the points, so I'm not just sitting there telling myself to relax. Relax, relax, relax. Anyone else have any comments on tapping or centering?
Well, I'm in the kitchen on an uncomfortable bar stool and my husband's walking in and out. Not the ideal setting, but I wrote down all the steps in the notes.
Okay, great. Super. Yeah. And again, there's a lot of resources online. I really like the tappingsolution.com. It's two brothers and a sister. They established it, I think, around like 2012 or 2008. So again, trying to bring this tradition to us here in America, where we don't necessarily focus on these other alternative therapies as much. It's not going to be for everyone, but again, it could be a tool that would work for you. So just want to get it out there to people. Do you guys like doing this type of thing? Because I was thinking of offering, chill out lunch like every month. And we could tap or do something on a different topic each time. I thought it would actually work through the intuitive eating principles if people are interested in doing that. So that would be kind of my goal. So, but yeah, I can just throw it out there and see if we get enough people interested that want to do it. I'd be happy to do it.
You say you teach a class on that? Is that through the rec center?
Yes. So I've been teaching what they call a mind class, and it's mindful and intuitive nutrition and exercise. We're not doing it right now during COVID. I teach that with Heidi. We are looking at trying to bring that back in maybe a different format or a different kind of format when we come back, when we're able to open up more classes. But it really is a principle-driven way to eat based on you making decisions and being aware in each moment. So again, it's not all like driven by health, but it's driven on by your needs in that moment, but also kind of works away from overeating, undereating. We use that hunger scale for that class, and then also just really getting in tune with how hungry you are, how full you are, what kind of situations make you more apt to eat, like if it's a time of day or if it's emotion or that type of thing. So we kind of focus on all of those things with that class. And so yeah, we might have a different format. I might bring something to Zoom for that as well. But that's what I think what I would do if I continue with these chill out lunches, is just focus on a different principle each time so people can start to learn those principles. So yeah. Any other comments? Yeah. So my goal was just to help everyone chill out a little bit. I hope no one's stressed over this, and maybe give you a different tool that you could use. And certainly just learning about, centering, using breath, all those kind of things can help us. So always looking for, what kind of tools you can pull out of your pocket in a situation where you're feeling overstressed. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'll let you get going and get back to your day. And I hope you carry some chill out with you here.